It's the moment you didn't know you're waiting for.
He is Carter.
He's Chad.
And this is the Irish 365 podcast.
Welcome into the Irish 365 podcast. I don't know about you guys. I'm pumped up for this episode.
I am so excited. This is one of my favorites.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones we did last year. Obviously, year 2 here for the Irish 365 podcast. So I mean, it's kind of different going through things again, right? But this is one of those things where it was a lot of fun last year. We're adding Jordan in this year to this one. He's got all those ACC insides, right?
Oh yeah, I got all the details behind all the ACC teams.
We know their tricks. We know everything, right? We got them dialed in. We got boots on the ground. I mean, I can't wait to hear your takes here on Stanford here in a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's the big ACC.
Yep, it's still thousands of miles away.
Yeah. One of these days, that's going to get closer, right?
Yep, hopefully.
Yeah, it's coming.
All right, guys. Well, I don't think we should mess around. I mean, so let's just kind of give the listeners, if they didn't listen last year, what's going to happen here is we're going to go through each school individually. We're going to go through some stats. We're going to kind of talk about what we know about them. Obviously, when we get into game week for them, we do a much bigger deep dive to the school. We talk about what the strengths, weaknesses is. We're going to glance the surface of them, talk about the big stories about them, how they finished last year, what they projected this year for their conference, and stuff like that. And then we'll give you their over under because that's fun. 8. So just start with Miami. Miami's 8. Over under is 8.5. We're going to tell you if we think they're going to get there or not.
Yeah.
We're going to run through their schedule. We're going to say, all right, we think they'll win this game. We think that. Obviously, we won't tell you this for Miami, but we're going to guess their record coming in Notre Dame. Obviously, we think Miami's going to be 0-0. If we get this one wrong, I am very concerned about our gambling skills, though.
Yeah, I'm not gambling on that game, but I'll take 0-0.
Yeah, you'll take 0-0 coming in?
I will take 0-0 coming in.
All right, so we're going to get right into it. Miami is plus 390 to win the ACC. That's second. They finished 10-3 last year. They have 15 returning starters, 7 on the offensive side of the ball, 8 on the defensive side of the ball. They obviously added Carson Beck and lost the number over 1 pick. They lost their quarterback. Cam Ward last year was the number 1 overall pick. Now, last year, they did score 42.9 points per game. Number 1 in the nation, but they let up 26.7, which is 70th. Miami's, like I said, over under 8.5. What do you guys have to add on Miami?
What's that?
I said, what do you have to add on Miami?
Well, I think the big thing about Miami is, one, they've upgraded their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number one thing. Number 2 is they've got a whole host of new receivers. And it depends on which outlet and source you talk to, whether that's an upgrade or that's a concern. They're looking for some young guys to contribute in the receiving game. I think that's the big takeaway from Miami. Jordan, you got anything else on that?
New D coordinator. So their defense, like Carter said, was bad. I think what stands out for me last year was, I believe all they had to do was go into Syracuse and win last year, and they could not stop Syracuse. And they just got, bullied and couldn't make the playoff. So they're looking to mix it up to try to get better on defense. And I think that's just going to be what's going to make or break their season, whether their defense is good or not. So,
yeah, they've got some tough matches earlier in their schedule. I mean, they've got a tougher schedule. So 8.5 is an interesting number. You might be like, oh, Miami's supposed to be pretty solid this year, borderline playoff team, second in the ACC, but 8.5 I feel like is going to be a solid number. So we'll run through it here.
Let's see if they get over or under. Let's figure it out.
Yep. So obviously, week 1 at home versus Notre Dame. I think we're all taking the Irish in that one.
I favor the Irish.
All right. So, Dad, you're keeping track of the wins here, right?
I'll keep track of wins.
And then they got, I don't even know what
Bethune-Cook.
Yeah, I was going to say Bethune-Cook, BCU. Exactly. If you've got a B-CU, I'm not too concerned about you. I'll take Miami.
Yeah, I'll give them the win on that one as well.
Yep. W.
And then week 3 again at home versus South Florida.
I think South Florida's an interesting team here.
Oh, yeah?
And Miami should be better than South Florida.
Yeah.
But this is a game, if Miami loses to Notre Dame, as they will, there's going to be a huge letdown. They're going to rebound against Bethune-Cook. They're going to be overhyped. And then I think South Florida becomes a trap game because they're looking past South Florida to Florida.
Yeah, or, I mean, even on the off chance they beat us.
Oh, if they beat us, it's still a trap game.
It's a bigger trap game, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a bigger trap game. So I'm a little concerned for Miami losing focus third game in, but I think they win that one against South Florida.
I'm with you. It could be closer.
With the asterisk that I'm a little concerned for them.
Yeah.
Jordan, how about you?
Yep. I think that they can pull it off. I think that they'll have enough running the ball and talent to overcome any issues they'll have with South Florida.
Yeah. And then
they host Florida. So the first 4 weeks are all 4 home games. It's just insane. But yeah, they host Florida. And I know we talked about Florida a little bit last week, Jordan. They've got a tough schedule. They're ranked top 15. Florida's going to be an interesting watch this year. I mean, it could be a dumpster fire, or they could be one of the greatest college football teams of all time if they run the table.
if they run the gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that'll be interesting. Like, what's Florida got? I mean,
we know Lagway is going to be good.
Yeah.
And we think that they have a ton of talent, but Florida's been bit by the injuries, and they've just had issues basically being consistent. So I think this is a really interesting game for week 4. So
yeah,
My thought is Miami loses this game.
yeah, I lean Florida.
I'm leaning Florida.
Preseason, where we're at, all the hype on Florida, I lean Florida in this one.
Jordan, what do you think?
I had them winning.
You had
But,
them. You had them win
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, yeah.
The next week, not to jump ahead, but is Florida State. So I think they lose one of these 2 games. It's a coin flip which one they lose.
Yeah, I think they lose Florida and they beat Florida State, but I could see them. I mean, I could see them having a Florida State like season last year where Florida State was supposed to be really good and kind of fell apart. It's question is, how's Carson Beck going to do? He's coming off injury. How soon is he going to gel? How these new receivers? They think they've got a really good line. Is it as good as they think it is? Is the defense going to be? Is it strictly scheme, or do they have enough players coming in to help the defense? So yeah, I think I'm with you. I would probably give them the loss to Florida and give them the win at Florida State.
So,
I could live with
so
that.
you're the opposite, Jordan. So we've still got the same win total here.
Yep,
Yeah.
Still same. Yeah.
Yep. All right, and then so obviously Florida State, we've got them winning. You got them losing, but either way, we've got the one.
We got 3 wins at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then you're again at home in against Louisville.
I like Louisville here.
Yeah, that's
Louisville is just one of those teams that wins games they shouldn't. They're
Yeah,
well
Braum,
coached.
yeah.
The Braum brothers are just. I like Louisville in this game. Anybody think Miami's got to win here?
I like Louisville as well. They're my sneaky ACC
yeah.
team. So
Braum's gonna take another step this year. I'm with you. I take Louisville in this one.
yep.
And then still in the state of Florida, playing a game against Stanford.
I think we know that Miami's probably going to win that.
I don't
Stanford's
know.
a couple
Andrew
years
Luck.
away. I love Andrew Luck,
Yeah.
but he's a couple years away.
Yeah.
SMU.
Yeah, so this is the first time Florida goes on or leaves the state of Florida November 1st versus SMU. That's just crazy.
Yeah,
That's insane. So yeah.
Yep.
SMU, I mean,
they're not winning SMU.
yeah,
I'm saying loss.
I'm saying SMU wins that one. Then they host Syracuse, which I know I'm on the Steve Angeli hype train. It's hard to say this early on, but
I think it's a game Syracuse could be in a place. I think 2 things can happen here. I think the wheels could fall off for Miami, and Syracuse could be rising, and I could see Syracuse winning that game. But as I sit here today, 2 weeks prior to the season, I'm going to say Miami should win that game.
yeah, they should win it. But yeah, if the season's going how we're saying, it could be.
No shock if they lose. I mean,
Yeah,
to quote Shane Gillis, Miami won't know they're bad when they play us, but by
Yeah.
week 3 or 4, they'll know they're bad.
yeah,
I could see Miami losing that game, especially if they, if you think about it, if they drop the game to South Florida, they turn around and lose to Florida State or Florida, then they're probably primed to lose to Florida State and Louisville because they've lost the team. They're going to get a little bit of a bounce off of Stanford and get crushed by SMU, and then they're going to go to Syracuse, and it's going to be an emotional roller coaster. And can the coach rally the kids?
I'm not as keen on them losing to South Florida as you are. I could see it happening.
I'm not going to go bet on it, but I could see a scenario where they definitely lose to Syracuse. But if we've got them winning the first 5 games coming into this, I think they beat Syracuse.
Yeah.
I'm leaning toward them winning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
leaning toward them winning as well.
NC State. They host NC State.
Yeah, NC State, they're going to be a tricky team, but I think that
We'll get into them later. Do they have a quarterback?
with talent, they have enough. Miami should have enough talent if they're playing well. But Miami is that terrible front running fan base to where they're starting off Notre Dame as everyone's going to show up, and if they're having a terrible season, it's empty down there. So
Here's a fact.
but I still got them winning
I
based on it right now.
Miami should
win this game, but
on paper they should beat NC State.
just because I saw this, it's crazy to me. You know, Miami hasn't sold out this game versus Notre Dame yet.
Really?
Not sold out. And they're talking about Hard Rock Stadium being rocking. I'm like, you haven't sold it out yet? We're less than 2 weeks. It's a top 10 matchup.
What's going on, Florida man?
What's going on? Not
Yeah.
sold out. And it looked like, I was looking earlier. I mean, it's not like 10, 20 tickets. It looked like a couple hundred, maybe 1,000. Like, it's a decent amount of seats still out there, face value. So, found that interest. Notre Dame fans take it over, you know?
All right, so we're going to give them the win at NC State.
Yep. And then the last 2 weeks are on the road at Virginia Tech.
Hey, all I know is if I was IU, I wouldn't want to play Virginia or Virginia Tech. I'd probably try and get Bethman Cook or
Yeah, no
somebody else
kidding.
in there. So, no, I think they're going to beat Virginia Tech.
Yep. And then on the road in Pittsburgh.
I have that as a loss. I think they lose.
I was gonna say
I
it's gonna
think
be
they have
cold.
another letdown.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's ironic because like you see like USC's schedule, like they'll play a bunch of home games at the end of the year. Where Miami, it's like you're home early, heavy. Then these cold months, yeah, going up to Pittsburgh, I'm leaning Pitt as well.
I would agree. And the first thing come to my mind was Miami, cold weather. They've been in the warm weather all year. So if we do that, and I've got the math right, that's 7 wins.
Yeah, so we got their under
We
then
got the under, and I could see the floor being
5.
5, easy. And I don't see the ceiling being. I don't see them getting to 10 wins.
Yeah,
I really don't.
and we're not trying to hate on Miami. We did this for Florida State last year, and we weren't as low as they went, but I think we were at 6 or 7 wins for them last year. So
Yep.
no, I'm not gonna say we're gonna be spot on. This Miami team could be great, could go undefeated, but I just think they got a lot of parts that I don't know how well they're gonna mesh together.
Yep, completely agree. They have a lot to prove to show that they can be consistent on the
Crystal Ball
field.
does too,
And
yeah.
Their wide receivers, I'm just not sold on their wide receivers. And I think Carson Beck's gonna have the same thing with Georgia. He had bad wide receivers there.
And he's
Not
coming
good
off
wide receivers. So
he's coming off a UCL tear. Like they're saying he's good to go, but I mean that's a big injury. Like I remember watching that SEC championship. His elbow did not look okay. Like
yeah.
like he was dangling it straight down like that. I don't know.
But even bigger than that is you go back and you think about Riley Leonard last year and how many games it took Riley Leonard to get any kind of chemistry with receivers. I mean, we were 4 games in before he got a touchdown pass. So I think that could snowball, on Carson Beck, just not having that continuity, not being completely healthy.
And all the NIL drama like at the beginning of the offseason.
He's either going to work his way into a top 5 pick or he's going to fall himself into the 5th, 6th round as a, potential backup. Someone like Cleveland will say, "Hey, we've only got 5 quarterbacks on the roster coming into the spring. Let's draft this guy."
Yeah.
He's gonna have a great or terrible season. There's no in between for him. But yeah, I think that's where we stand. So
I mean, it's just going to be difficult to put up 43 points a game this year, I think. I mean, I don't see a way they match that pace from last year anywhere near. And it's like, did their defense get much better to not be letting up 26 a game?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's just going to be, I think their offense probably average 30 points a game, like once they get clicking, but.
And again, how good was Cam Ward? Because when I saw Miami, we didn't get to watch a lot of games last year because of the travel, but I watched a lot of highlights. And when I watched, what I saw was Cam Ward carrying a team.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I have the faith that their quarterback's going to carry them this year the way he did last year. So they have to get better in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right.
Well,
anything else on Miami?
Not for me.
All
All right. Let's get into Texas A&M then.
Oh, the next opponent for Notre Dame is the bye week.
Oh, the bye week. Yes.
Yes.
Undefeated.
Undefeated.
Bye week never loses.
All
right, let's go A&M.
All right, now we're at home versus A&M. A&M is plus 1,600 to win the SEC championship, which is crazy because that's the 5th best odds in the SEC. This conference, you hear all this, where everyone's great. Your 5th best team is plus 1,600. It's a little crazy to me. Last year, A&M finished 8-5. They've got 15 starters back, 8 on the offensive side of the ball, 7 on the defensive side of the ball. They did return the 7th best production percentage, which that's a real big stat for you. All the way around just means they had a lot of guys that the starters that are returning and the backups that played, and they did put up stats. 28.6 points per game last year scored and 23.3 points per game allowed. So, I mean, that's not a giant gap. I think this defense is going to be solid, but what are they going to do offensively? Quarterback can run the ball. And they're over under 7.5.
And that seems low to me on the surface
Yeah.
until I look at their schedule.
They
And I'm a
start-
big fan of Coach Elko. I think what he did at Duke, what he did at Notre Dame. The guy's a good coach, and I think he's building something, and he's got talent at A&M. But this is a tough schedule.
Yeah.
Now,
I go through some runs.
I think this is kind of interesting as we go through the A&M schedule. So, Jordan, you got anything on A&M before we get into the schedule?
Yeah. So, the quarterback that you guys saw when you went week 1 last year, they ran him out of town. He's now at Houston. So Marcel Reed, who came in, I believe in week 3 last year, as a freshman, he played pretty well, led them to some good wins. He's obviously dual threat quarterback. They like him. They like the offensive line. They like the defense. They got a stud at linebacker that is just a tackling machine. They're just, to me, and I think you guys mentioned it last week, it's one of those things where they just need to put it together. And I hate to say this, but they want to win this game. I'm not going to say they need to, but they're going to want to come into Notre Dame and win. And I like us coming off the bye to prepare to see how they play week 1 and week 2, but they got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
I'm not just getting Notre Dame real quick. I don't love the week 2 bye because it's like we play Miami, and if we beat Miami, things are going to be great. And it's going to be like, man, why are we not playing this week? What's going on? But on the off chance we do lose to Miami, that is going to be the longest bye week of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't love the week 2 bye week. I'll be honest.
I'm with you.
I'd rather filled in Purdue on that week 2 and then had that week 4 bye week, but that's just me. But all right, we'll get into the A&M schedule. They open up at home versus UTSA.
Win.
Yep. All right. And then week 2 at home versus Utah State.
Win.
All right. Obviously, week 3 on the road at
Notre Dame. This game gives me a lot of angst.
Yeah.
A lot of angst. And I think we beat Miami. And my gut feel, and I don't want to go too far into what we're going to talk about in a couple weeks about Notre Dame versus Miami, but I think the Miami-Notre Dame game probably is close early, and Notre Dame pulls away in the second half is kind of where I feel right now because we got new quarterback breaking in, a lot of different stuff. Hard Rock Stadium, a lot of people will go there, not because they're Miami fans, because they hate Notre Dame, and they'll make it a raucous place to be. I can see A&M getting in a rhythm those first 2 weeks because they're basically glorified scrimmages for them and being really revenge minded. And again, I'm a big fan of Elko, so I am not so sure that A&M can't win this game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I'm almost leaning A&M winning this
At
game.
this point, I wouldn't. It'd be hard to argue against.
We don't even know who our starting quarterback is yet.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of faith in both of those guys, but second start, the Miami defense doesn't scare me. The A&M defense does. We're going to see things against A&M, and A&M's going to have time to prepare for us.
Yeah, and Notre Dame has not looked good at home openers.
No.
Under Marcus Freeman. We've lost to NIU, we've lost to Marshall, and missing one. But, I mean, we haven't.
Yeah, much lesser quality talented teams have beat us in a home opener.
Yeah, after we've looked good in a opening game on the road.
Jordan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so it's one of those 51-49. I'm actually leaning towards A&M just because I think they are going to try to make this a rock fight. They're going to run the heck out of the ball. They're going to slow it down.
Yep.
And they believe they have an upgrade in quarterback from last year. Because last year the game was tied at halftime, and then Notre Dame just kind of leaned on them and started slowly pulling away. And I think that with their upgrade in quarterback, with the transfers that they got at wide receiver and the good running back that they have, on paper, they're right now going to be a really tough matchup for Notre Dame.
Yeah,
not an easy win.
And I think they're kind of, I don't want to say slept on, but A&M, I feel like the last 5 to 7 years has been this is their year. This is their year. They're going to do something big this year, and it has not happened. And they've spent a lot of money in those years. This year, I feel like it's not as much hype.
They got a coaching upgrade though, and I think
that's what I'm saying. But they don't have as much hype coming into the season, which I think could be good for them.
Yeah,
It's hard when you haven't done anything. People tell you you're going to be great.
Yeah. And if there's anything I'm concerned about Notre Dame defensively, it's the defensive line, specifically defensive tackle. And I think A&M is going to be in a position to try and run the ball up the middle. And
Yep.
I think they'll be happy with this game being 10-7 at the end of the game, and them taking 3 yards in a cloud of dust, between the guard and center.
Yeah.
I can see. So yeah, I'm leaning A&M. So I think we've got all of us leaning A&M.
We'll go with it for now.
They're 3-0 at this point.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then they, I believe, have a bye week, and then they host Auburn. Auburn's not been good. I'm taking A&M here.
I'm with you, A&M.
Yeah, I'm taking A&M, but Auburn, watch out for Auburn. They hit the portal hard, and they're gonna be better than they were. So
yeah, I know they got a couple wide receivers back. Have they announced starting quarterback yet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. Obviously, if you follow Notre Dame recruiting, Deuce Knight's down there. I don't think he's going to start this year from what I've seen in the past, but I haven't really kept up with them too much. Obviously, we don't play them this year. So, and then they are at home versus Mississippi State.
I like them against Mississippi State.
Yeah,
that's a win.
And then home versus Florida. We've talked about Florida. It's gonna be a question like what's Florida doing? I mean, it impacts a lot of Notre Dame's teams they play, or a couple of the teams we play.
I'm leaning
I just like them at home.
Yeah, it's at home. That's what makes you lean A&M.
Yeah.
All right, and then they go on the road to Arkansas, similar to Notre Dame, but I think A&M's the better team there.
Definitely, they've got the win over Arkansas.
Yeah. Now here's where it goes. There's a couple ones down the stretch here. We've got A&M at LSU. If A&M's undefeated, LSU's probably going to be 1 loss, maybe 2 at this point, if not undefeated.
That's going to be a heck of a game.
It's probably going to be a night game in Death Valley. Maybe the Tiger comes out. I mean, that's going to be...
If they're going to trip, Notre Dame, LSU are 2 of the teams I can see them tripping against.
Yeah. But am I forgetting this, or did LSU and A&M, did A&M beat them pretty good last year?
See, I keep thinking this is big game Brian, and I'm thinking Elko.
Yeah.
And you have to know Elko knows what Brian Kelly wants to do offensively. Those guys have coached together enough. Elko understands that what Brian Kelly's offensive philosophy is, and I don't care who the OC is at LSU. There's always a Brian Kelly's finger in the offensive side of things. I lean A&M here. I think Notre Dame and LSU are the 2 trip-up games for them, but I am leaning A&M.
Yeah, I think I like LSU. This is what Marcel Reed last year. He went in and had a heck of a game, I believe, against LSU last year, and they Texas A&M won. But I think LSU, they got a decent quarterback. And it's at home. It's hard to beat LSU at home.
Yeah,
especially if it's a night game. So
I'm with you on the big game, Brian. But where we're at right now, I'm leaning LSU in this matchup.
So we're gonna go.
That's what makes it
LSU
nice
the
this
win.
year, Jordan. We got three people where we don't have.
We're splitting hairs.
I was gonna
We're
say,
gonna tie.
we don't have to end in ties on this.
All right, now we're going to after you lose to LSU, you got to go.
You got to go to Missouri.
Missouri.
You got to go to Missouri.
We all agree they're beating Missouri, right? No need to discuss that. Mizzou's not going to win. They don't have. Not so fast.
Not so fast, my friend.
That's not trademarked, is it? We're not getting.
No.
Okay, good.
So
Shut
once
up, Coach.
again, this is a toss-up between this week and the following week. They're going to lose one of those games.
I was going to go with this on South Carolina. I was going to go for it on South Carolina.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'm fine with a win and a loss splitting.
Yeah. Do you?
I can see that. I can see that. They're rolling. South Carolina is going to be a game you can start. You're going to win that game, and if you've beat LSU, you're undefeated going into that South Carolina.
I think
game.
South Carolina's going to be decent,
and I think you're going to be starting to think SEC championship, college football playoffs, and you're going to be looking to that big game at the end of the season against Texas. I absolutely think 1 loss or no losses, South Carolina is their trap game.
So South Carolina,
Not Samford. Not Samford.
Not Samford.
Is that the ACC Stanford you're talking about? No, Samford. Okay, with an M. All right, then we get down to November 28th, versus on the road, Texas. First time that rivalry's been back at Texas in a long time.
Yeah, night game at Texas.
I can't bet
Based
against
on the hype, we know that Texas is
I was going to say.
probably going to be on paper right now. Texas should win, but it's all a toss up where the season's gonna go for A&M.
Yeah.
So
I go Texas in that game.
I gotta lean Texas as well.
I mean, preseason number 1, a lot of hype around them. Archie Manning having it figured out by November 28th. By Thanksgiving, I mean,
yeah, if Archie Manning hasn't got it figured out by then and he's not rolling,
yeah,
I gotta wonder if he's adopted.
yeah,
It's a bloodline issue at that point. So.
yeah,
But even with that loss, we still got A&M at 9 wins,
yeah, which is way over that 7.5 mark.
and I feel there's 2 games in there that like they could lose,
Yeah,
which gets them at the 7 mark, and I know Notre Dame will be is already favored in that A&M game.
yeah.
So yeah, I think 9 wins is solid for A&M.
Agree.
All right, anyone got anything left on A&M?
No.
All right, from going to a potentially great A&M team, we go host the Purdue Boilermakers.
Oh,
My wife told me I have to be really positive about this because I was reading some of my notes before to her, and she said that was really negative after the first 2. So here I go, Maddie. All right, Purdue is only plus 30,000 to win the Big Ten this year. That's in the top 20 odds to win the Big Ten. Actually, 18th.
They're top 20.
They're top.
And the Big Ten, they're top.
good return. That's a really good return on your
Yeah,
money.
I mean, if Purdue wins, that's not a bad investment. They finished last year starting hot and beating Indiana State and winning that one, and then no more the rest of the year. They returned 8 starters. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. 3 on offense, 5 on defense. They did score a whopping 12.7 points per game last year, and only let up 43.5 points per game. I think the question for this year's Purdue's football team is, how long till basketball starts?
Hey, I am told by some Purdue faithful that volleyball games are phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, I mean, might as well.
Go
Might as
watch
well
a
go
volleyball game. Those are phenomenal in the fall. Like, that place is rocking.
This Purdue football team is looking to get their over and under at 3.5 this year, which would be 4 times as many wins as they had last year.
And the over and under last year, I think, was 4.5.
I think it was pretty low too, and they did not get.
So their expectation from Vegas is to win. Coming into the season is to win 1 less game than what they were predicting them to win last year, and they didn't do well last year.
So maybe go check out the volleyball game for Purdue.
Yeah.
I mean, I really have much more to add to that. I mean, I kind of roasted them last week if you listened.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing that I wrote down, obviously bottom 10 in defense last year in Division I, which, hey,
that's hard to do.
Props to you.
Hard to do.
But Barry Odom as the coach had lots of success at UNLV. He is a tough-minded. They did return their running back. So quarterback, they have so many questions, but running back.
But they had like 4 guys that were like top 10 guys in the portal that left. Like they were ranked, so like their safety left. I think it was a defensive line. Like they had a few guys that were like, wait, those are guys that were Purdue and they're ranked top 20 in the portal or whatever. Or just like,
that's
tough.
Yeah, 1 or 2 good position guys. You need.
Yeah, it's just funny
that you need 10 good position guys and depth to go with them. So yeah, they had some guys. They just like their quarterback last year.
It was Hudson Card. Yeah, he wasn't
bad. But how many balls did we see in just the Notre Dame game that hit receivers in the hands and got dropped?
Yeah. I mean, go on X and look up Purdue football and you'll see a few of those.
But their defense was so bad. Their safety was playing like 70 yards downfield.
Yeah.
And when Notre Dame would just break out wide, it was 1-on-1, and we could just juke that guy every time.
Yeah,
like,
he had no shot.
And I think there's a lot to be said about that, because if you go on X, you see some of the video highlights they've got of the receivers they just posted last week. It's like first guy drops the ball, second guy like bobbles it, almost drops it, third guy like catches it and goes out of bounds against no defender. It's like, okay, their receiving game does not give me confidence it's improved over last year. They might run great routes, but if they can't catch the ball and they can't stay in bounds.
Great idea. So let's get into those Purdue Boilermakers schedule.
All right.
They start with the You guys excited for this? This is gonna be a tough pick. Chirp. At home versus Ball State. Are you guys going? What are we doing here? Like,
I should get a ticket and go to that game.
I mean,
it's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday, August.
Play till Sunday. I don't know what I'm doing.
I mean, would you rather watch Ohio State, Texas, or Ball State, Purdue?
If it was at Ball State, I would go.
I mean, it probably would sell more tickets.
Yeah, only reason I won't go is because I have to sit in the hot sun on black bleachers and smell the grease of tenderloins.
I mean, you probably can get a pretty nice seat for this game for $25.
They might give you $5, take the ticket.
Yeah.
At this point.
I mean, I don't know much about Ball State, but I know Purdue really beat Indiana State good last year, so I'm gonna take the Boilermakers.
I would have to take the Boilers here. I don't know that the Cardinal have hit the transfer portal very hard and have gone deep in the NIL cash. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alumni haven't been pitching in here.
Nope, I ignore their phone calls. They are on block.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I
all right.
wasn't sure what was going on. If you guys were pitching in to help make Ball State great again. I didn't know. Okay.
So we're gonna give Purdue a dub.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow. We are 1/4 of the way for that over.
They're already they're on par for last year at this
Yeah, I mean they've
point.
tied it.
We're up. Now let's go.
All right. September 6th, they host Southern Illinois.
The Saluki, another MAC mid-level team.
Wow. Southern Illinois is in the MAC?
I think they're still in the MAC.
I didn't think Southern Illinois was in the MAC.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought the Salukis were a MAC school. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. But
All right. Either way, I'm going to give Purdue the benefit of the doubt and give them 2-0. Anybody disagree with that?
No, it's a night game. I expect those Purdue students love night games.
yeah, they're in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Oh, they're Missouri Valley. My bad.
Yep. Don't be throwing that MAC out there.
All right.
All right, but yeah, that is a night game. So Ross Aid gets rocking and rolling for Southern Illinois.
The DJ will be pumping.
I mean, 2-0 Purdue. Look, are they ranked at yeah, exactly.
Whatever that
yeah.
dance is, the Purdue.
Yep, that you killed that. Didn't move any cameras.
Yeah. Good thing. Good
Question
thing.
is, will they have that train?
Yeah, the train was
Mark
rocking.
fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was in a car accident last.
I hope it doesn't wreck again. Yeah.
It's fixed. It's ready. They got the big drum in there.
Probably too many Boilermaker Expresses when they were drinking and driving. So,
That's right.
all right. Now, maybe 2-0 Purdue hosting USC. Is Purdue ranked at this point? Probably not. Okay. They host USC. Yeah, they're in the top 140 in the FBS. Okay. Host USC.
Lost.
Yeah, go Trojans, I guess.
Yeah, I expect the Trojans to win that game. Now, the Trojans don't seem to do well traveling
I mean, they
east. So it would be very funny if Purdue won that game. I hope Purdue wins that game, but the reality is I don't expect them to. So I'm with you guys.
yeah, and then on the road in Notre Dame, we're going loss.
I'm definitely a loss.
Hosting Illinois, loss.
Loss.
On the road at Minnesota,
Loss.
loss.
Yep.
On the road at Northwestern.
Is this the new Northwestern Stadium or is this the the high school field still?
I was gonna say I don't think they're in the new stadium yet. In Northwestern,
Intimate setting.
yeah, I was gonna say Northwestern is also projected to finish last in the Big Ten. So this is
It's
a battle for 17th.
It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, I mean that dealer's choice. I think on that one.
I'm feeling good about the Boilers. We'll give a little love to the Boilers.
All right, we'll give them.
I got them as a win.
There we go. We got third one for the Boilers.
Home versus Rutgers. I go Rutgers.
Yeah. I
don't know much about them.
Yeah.
Purdue's going to be riding that Northwestern win. On the road at the Cheaters, Michigan, the big house.
I'm going to say, is Connor Stallions back on staff at this point?
I don't know. I think I'll lean Michigan, though, by touchdown. Just because I have to. Just a touchdown. That's it.
Yeah. I
Can I just say I don't have any faith in winning that game, but that's another game just like USC. I would love Purdue to win.
And
I would love Purdue to
it
win
doesn't
that
feel like
game.
they're pulling off any of those random upsets anymore. But if they were, that next week, Ohio State comes to town.
That'd be a good one too.
That wouldn't be a bad one. Yeah, Ohio State. Then Purdue takes a very long voyage out to Washington.
At least it's going to be a nice trip.
Yeah, I hope
They're going to
it's-
get
I
to
hope
see
it's
some
lovely.
scenery. I mean,
you skipped over the Ohio State game.
I said, yeah,
You said it.
I said Ohio State.
Oh,
I said hopefully.
do you have an upset there? I'm sorry, Jordan.
Look, I just want to say once again, the only good football memory I have of Purdue is that night game against
Tyler
Ohio
Craig
State.
game.
Yeah. And they need a lot to go right, and maybe they try, but it's still a loss.
Yeah.
So
I'd love them to beat
Michigan, Purdue,
USC,
or
Michigan,
Ohio
Illinois.
Yeah.
Ohio. I'd love them. I'm hoping they find a way. I just have no confidence at this point.
yeah, Agree.
And at the end of the year, they got IU, and I'll lean IU.
You know, I think this could be an interesting game. IU could have a really good season going. IU could be playing for the college football playoff, possibly contending for Big Ten championship. But this is a rivalry game, and if Purdue's going to have any shocking win this year, it's going to be that last game of the year versus IU at home.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they're going to do it. Signetti's going to be dialed in, and he's going to be on level 17 annoying out of 10. So I say a loss.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was going to happen, it's going to be last year. And Indiana beat them 66-0.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
I think IU probably got added some good pieces this year. I'm going to say, I don't know if they're going to be, I kind of lean to 10. They're going to be better, but still miss the playoff, if that makes sense. Like, I think their schedule was very favorable last year. And if they had this year's schedule, they wouldn't have did what they did. But I think they will be a better team than they were last year.
But I struggle with that because I think Signetti had a lot of success last year because he had a weak schedule. He brought a lot of his guys over from James Madison. So they kind of knew his scheme, his culture, his thing. And now he's got all these new guys coming in who weren't part of that last year, and he doesn't have that.
That's fair.
I don't know if the culture's strong enough, and I think
we'll find out quickly.
That'll be his potential Achilles heel because if he has his whole stick and I don't know. I think he kind of is boisterous and he's kind of a jerk, but I think that's kind of a stick, and I think he's not really that way like with his guys. But he may have that sarcasm, and people may not get that. He may get guys to come in and they may be like, "What the heck? My coach is crazy." So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what IU does, but we won't talk about IU unless we have to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, but I think they beat the Boilers, unfortunately.
All right, so that puts it at 3.
Yeah.
We were battling for that fourth one, I'll be honest. We tried. We wanted it for you, Purdue. Just wouldn't happen. Just couldn't make it happen. I mean, that Northwestern game's really a pick 'em. It's probably going to be 2. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But maybe volleyball goes and wins the national championship. Good for you, volleyball. All right. Well, that gets us into on the road, 11 a.m. Eastern kickoff, noon Eastern at the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas is plus 15,000 to win the SEC championship, which is the projected 13th. They finished 7-6 last year with 13 returning starters, 7 on offense, 6 on defense. They did score 27.7 points per game last year and let up 27.1 points per game. And they've got the third hardest strength of schedule, as we'll see here in a second. And over-under is 5.5.
Yeah. Basically what I know about them is I think their coach is going to be on the hot seat, Sam Pittman.
Yeah, I'm not. Did you watch that Any Given Sunday?
I haven't yet. No, it's on my queue.
I watched a little bit of it, and I was kind of doing stuff. But yeah, he was an interesting one, and yeah, he's an interesting guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think what's going to stand out for them is they got a tall quarterback. I think he's like 6'7".
Okay.
Kalen Green. He's a dual threat, huge arm, but he's like a Jameis Winston. He's going to throw the ball. He's going to have some amazing plays, and he's going to have bonehead plays.
Yeah.
I think that it's a common theme that they're going to be decent, but it's going to be a consistent factor. They're going to want to run the ball. Has
that quarterback played many games?
Yeah, I think this is his second year there.
Okay,
I think he was
a
transfer from Boise State, I believe.
Okay, okay. I must be thinking of someone else in my head then. Okay,
but yeah, they got a decent. They
I think
they got that chicken money. They're paying transfers.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, but it's a tough spot for a coach. Like you said, he's on the hot seat, but it's a tough schedule. And they're in the SEC. I mean, I don't know what success they're gauging success is. Are they expecting to make the playoffs at Arkansas? I don't know what they're looking for. Are they looking to make a bowl? I don't know. It's hard to say at these schools. You're in the SEC. You obviously want to compete for national championships. That's the ultimate goal. But at the end of the day, how realistic is it?
Yeah, that's the challenge, right? Can you win in the SEC with the current Arkansas situation? Let's find out, right? So let's go through their
5.5 is that number.
5.5. Can we get them over, or are they going to stay under?
Alabama A&M week 1.
I like them in that game.
I do too.
Yeah,
I'll take them. Then they have an interstate rivalry versus Arkansas State.
Arkansas State, don't sleep on them. That's all I'm going to say. But they will lose to Arkansas.
Yeah, Arkansas wins that one.
Yep.
All right, then they go on the road at Ole Miss.
Charlie Weiss Jr.'s calling plays. Give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, Ole Miss.
Yep.
On the road at Memphis.
I think that's a game they should win, but I can see two things happening: being down after the Ole Miss loss and looking ahead to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I think that's a loss.
You think they lose that one?
I think they lose to Memphis.
So Memphis is has the third best odds for a Group of 5 team to make the college football playoff.
Yeah.
So this would be a big statement. We beat an SEC team for Memphis. I mean, it's hard to sit here preseason and say Memphis is going to be an SEC team, but I don't hate it. I don't know where you're at on this one, Jordan.
Yeah, this was a tough one for me because it's at Memphis. They got one of the ugliest end zones I've ever seen in college football with the gray and the blue and the tiger stripe. This was a pick 'em for me. I had Arkansas winning it just because I think Arkansas is going to be in a lot of shootouts, and I think if they can outscore some teams, they're going to pull out some wins. So I guess I'm going to give Arkansas the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say win.
All right. Deciding factor there, Carter.
I don't love it.
And I could argue either way. I mean, I think Memphis.
I like Memphis. I'm leaning
Okay.
Memphis.
I
I'm with you guys. I think it's a pick 'em. If it was at Arkansas, I'd lean that way. But the home Memphis, you're a Group of 5 team that's projected. You could be battling for that Group of 5 spot. You got to win. This is a big game. I mean, I know it's not a huge SEC team, but it's a big one for them.
Yeah.
You got to win. So I'm going to lean Memphis.
All right. After Memphis, they
11 o'clock kick versus
the
Notre
Irish
Dame.
come visit.
Yep. Obviously, I'm going Notre Dame on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Irish for sure.
Yep. I think Irish.
And then a bye week for them, and then on the road at Tennessee.
And this is where I think the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
Even if they win that Memphis game, it's going to be a loss to Notre Dame. It's going to be a loss to Tennessee.
Yep. And then at home versus A&M. I believe we all went A&M earlier.
Yep.
At home versus Auburn. This one, if the wheels have fallen off,
That's where I'm at.
the wheels could fall off at either place, though.
Exactly.
If you go freeze,
don't know.
I mean,
We
yeah.
got two teams that we don't know where they're going to be at.
All I can say about Auburn is they could be terrible.
Yeah.
Um,
Or
Say
it
your
could be,
Chuck impersonation.
That's my Chuck impression. Absolutely.
Oh, come on. That's terrible.
I'm
I think I'm
going
going
to give an Arkansas the bounce back there.
You're going to give it, I was going to go Auburn. What do you got, Jordan?
I had them with a W
Okay.
at beating Auburn.
All right. We got them the
Go
bounce
in.
back. We got them up at 3 then.
Yeah.
Mississippi State's coming
At
to town.
home. Yep. At home versus Mississippi State.
I had them winning that
Yeah.
one.
That's what you got, Dad.
Yep, I'm with you. Winning the Mississippi State game.
All right.
And then going to LSU.
Yeah, LSU.
This will not be a night game.
I would not imagine. I mean, unless it's like an SEC network night game.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU tries to throw some of those in there.
Yeah. So they're gonna lose to LSU,
On the road at Texas. Texas.
Texas.
Lost. Yep.
I mean, unless Texas is looking forward to that A&M game. That's the only fight and hope they got. But it's at Texas. And then at home versus Missouri.
So here's the only question I've got. At this point, they're going to lose to LSU. They're going to lose to Texas. Have they fired their coach and
Yeah.
named an interim and started the process to get ahead of trying to find next year's coach
Yeah.
at this point?
Because if they got an interim, I might take them against Missouri.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That's where I say
So how many wins are we at with them?
we are at 4.
So either way, we got the under. But yeah, I mean, if they're 4 wins at this point, it might be a fire.
That's what I'm thinking. They
So-
literally could be in a situation where they fire their coach. They're looking for their next coach, and they're looking to pick off somebody who is
And it's
up and
literally
coming
guys just trying to
coordinator.
get stuff on film at the portal.
Yeah.
I think they win Missouri.
Give me Arkansas. I like that. I was leaning Missouri, but
I was
don't-
too.
I don't hate that.
First call I was, and then I looked at it, and I'm like, I could see the wheels falling off in some of this. I could see them being 2 wins at this point, literally coming into this Missouri game. They could win the Alabama A&M, the
might start
Arkansas
2-0.
State game, and they could lose. They literally could lose every other game from there on out. And somewhere in that gauntlet, I can see them saying, "Okay, we're going to let this jackwagon lose to LSU, lose to Texas. We're going to fire him, name somebody an interim coach." maybe get a little bit of a bounce there and try and like pick off a top coordinator out of some other school. So anyway, there we go. We've got our friends at Arkansas, the Hogs. And I'm told the Hog statue is phenomenal in front of the stadium. I've not seen it in person, but I'm told it's phenomenal. But 4 wins, they're going to be the under.
4 to 5 wins, yeah.
Woo Pig Suey firing their coach.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we've ever called a coach firing before a game there. And why not, right?
Hot take. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Come at me, Arkansas. It's okay.
Yeah, we'll get over it. We'll see you. Yeah. All right. That moves us in to Boise State, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
Just want to make sure I'm right here. All right, Boise State, obviously college football playoff team last year. Lost Ashton Gentry. That's the big news for them. But they are the favorite at minus 150 to win their conference. They're also the favorite group of 5 team at plus 190 to make the CFP. They finished last year 11-3, 13 returning starters, 7 on offense, 6 on defense. They averaged 37.3 points per game, allowed 22.6, and their over-under is 9.5, which feels really high for all the other ones we've seen so far. They return a couple guys on the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be what can they do without Gentry? It just, every time you heard Boise State last year, that's all you talked about, right? I mean, we've talked about, we didn't watch a crap ton of games last year because we're traveling much. We watched a bunch of highlights. And when you turned on a Boise State highlight,
it was Gentry.
That's all you saw. Like you saw 30, 40 carries, and that's who you saw. So that's what I've got on them. I don't know if you guys have anything else on them.
I think they've made some moves. I think they're going to be a better team this year than they were last year.
Yeah, I think
which is interesting.
I think we've talked about this. Maybe not being so reliant on one guy might make it a better team total. So,
and Gentry was just one of those players. Even though you keyed on him, you couldn't stop him. So, anything else to add, Jordan?
I mean, I feel like, the Chris Peterson years, because he was there for like 10 or 12 years. I mean, Boise State is now, they're a decent college football program.
Yeah.
Maybe even mid to upper level tier. They played Penn State pretty well last year. They just couldn't hang on. But that game was tight for a while. But yeah, I think they're just returning a lot of guys. So
they played Oregon well in the regular season. What did they lose by a field goal?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
And Oregon was Big Ten champs.
Yeah, they could have beat Oregon, definitely.
And I think their schedule, I don't know if you had where they're at in terms of, but I think their schedule is favorable for them to win.
Yeah, I mean 9.5 is that number, and
I think Notre Dame is the only preseason ranked team on their schedule. If that gives you any indication, right?
Yep.
So right, let's run through this schedule then.
All right, week 1 on the road at South Florida.
I like them in that game.
Yeah, Thursday night.
I know. It gets us kicked off.
I mean,
it's like an early game though. It's like
5:30.
It is 5:30. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What time zone are they on? Are they on Mountain?
It's at South Florida though.
Yeah.
You just about
but they're on
Mountain. Still,
so for them,
Thursday,
it's like a Tuesday.
It's a Thursday at 3:30
game
then?
for them. Like if they were
if you're watching that from Boise.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on?
Maybe they don't want them to travel,
I mean, that
Boise State fans travel well.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just that's just an odd one, which I know it's at South Florida, but just still why is this not a 7:30? I don't think there's any other games on ESPN that night.
There has to be. There's no reason they'd have the Thursday night game. But
5, I don't know.
Anyway.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do research, but I'm just why is that game 5:30? Anyways, then they really switch it up and they play Eastern Washington at home at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 locals.
I have to be honest here. Until I looked at their schedule, I didn't even know Eastern Washington was a university.
No. Directional. Yeah.
Is it an FCS team? Is it a Division II team? Seriously.
An AIA maybe? I don't know. Yeah.
An AIA.
I think it's directional FCS.
I'm giving them a win there.
On the road at the Air Force.
I like them versus Air Force.
Yep.
At home, App State.
App State can do some things, but I don't think they're good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a soft spot for App State here in Boone, North Carolina. But I don't see them pulling it off.
They're not the group of 5 team yet. App State's not. Boise State still got that claim. And then Boise State comes to Notre Dame Stadium October 4th. Irish for a green game.
That's going to be an interesting game.
It really will be. It's one that when that went on the schedule, don't love it, don't like. I'm excited. Like Boise State's a cool team to go watch Notre Dame play, but just like, they've been pretty solid. They play up to some big teams. Like
when this game was announced a few years ago, I was just like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And then Boise State's gotten good.
Yeah.
So it's
they're gonna bring people, like we said.
Yeah. And this should be a top 10 matchup, night game.
I don't know if it'll be top 10. It's 3:30 kick in South Bend.
Yeah. I mean, 3:30, I guess.
But Boise State will be undefeated.
I'm going Irish.
Yeah, I'm going Irish, but I think it's gonna be uncomfortably close.
Yeah, I think so.
It'll be interesting when we get close to this game what the spread is. Just
Yeah.
I don't think that was preseason out, but I mean, like, that Louisville game last year, it just was like, yeah, we're beating them, but like, are we really playing that great? Like, they had a couple long runs. We stripped a fumble. It's just like, we're beating them, but it doesn't really like
Didn't feel
like
that Purdue win last year. For sure.
Exactly. So I think it's just going to be one of those games where it's like, Boise's going to play us tough. And like I said, they lost to Oregon last year on the road by 3 points.
And this is what gives me a little nervous when you look at Notre Dame. I mean, I think Miami's going to be a rock fight for the first half. I think A&M's going to be a rock fight for an entire game. Purdue's going to be a little bit of a sigh.
Yeah.
And then Arkansas, I think, could be a rock fight. And then you're coming into Boise State, and it could be another rock fight.
Yeah.
So Notre Dame is in a position where they could get knocked off. I mean, by Arkansas or Boise State.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do. But I'm just saying, yeah, I could see that being oh boy. But I'm going with the win for the Irish.
Yep. And then Boise State's at home versus New Mexico. Win.
That's a win.
At home versus UNLV. Win.
This is one that's going to be an interesting one to me. So UNLV was decent last year. They got Dan Mullen as their coach, if you remember him from Florida.
I did forget that. Yeah. So
he's a decent recruiter, and they've had a little bit of success out there. Not to say that Boise's still going to win the game, but if UNLV can make it uncomfortable for them, that hopefully will be a good game.
Is that your sleeper pick to beat them for this season? Then, like,
yes, that one is like gives them a chance for a loss.
Okay.
But wasn't it UNLV last year where the quarterback got like 4 games in and said, "Hey, I'm taking a redshirt year because you're not living up to your NIL expectations"?
Yeah, they didn't pay him, but they still had a good season.
Yeah, I'm just saying that like if they had not had that issue, they would have been much better than what they were. I think so.
Yeah, you got to pay the man his money,
His money. All right, then on the road in Nevada,
I think they win that one.
Yep.
Win.
At home versus Fresno State.
Win.
On the road at San Diego State.
Win.
That's a 10:30 game too. When you're trying to chase those, your losses for the day to gamble those wins late.
Yep. Nothing ever happens good at those 10:30 slate games on the East Coast. I'll tell you that.
Yes.
At home versus Colorado State.
W.
And then on the road at Utah State.
Win.
Another win. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 9.5 feels like a solid over to me.
Yeah. I mean, we got them 11 wins.
11. Yeah. Probably.
I had 10-2
CFP.
At the worst, 11-1.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. That's why I'm like 9.5 feels.
And that's what makes them scary against Notre Dame. Because if you're looking at their schedule, the game that's going to their biggest game is definitely the Notre Dame game. Circle that. I mean, that is by far their biggest game. That's the one they're going to want to win. So that's going to make them dangerous coming into South Bend for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
And the 6th game on our schedule, NC State. This is the halfway point of our thing. This will be our last game we do on this one, I'm assuming. Is that what our time's looking like? So this would be the end of episode 1 once we go through the NC State Wolfpack. NC State projected to finish 8th in the ACC plus 4,100 to win the ACC. Last year, finished 6-7, 15 returning starters, 8 on offense, 7 on defense, averaged 27.8 points per game scored last year, led up 30.9 points per game. This NC State team, it's just, can they find a quarterback? Can the defense stop somebody? That's the big notes I've got on them. Over-unders on 6.5. So, they finished 6-7 last year, so it's going to be right about the same. Can they get bowl eligible? Jordan, I know you're in that area. You hear a lot more about them than we do.
Yeah, so CJ Bailey coming back. They're high on him at quarterback. So he was a freshman last year, played well after their transfer quarterback that they brought in. He had to retire. I don't know if you ever remember that hit, but I thought he died on the field. It was so bad.
I do not remember that, actually.
Yeah, he got just absolutely destroyed. So Bailey came in, did great. They're really high on him. He's kind of a dual threat guy, super athletic. And the name to watch out for is the tight end Jolly. So he's a transfer. He is going to be their number one wide receiver. He's their Tyler Warren. They're going to look. So the question is, how will Notre Dame kind of cover him when it's time to see how that works? But they lost their best wide receiver to Texas A&M. His name was Concepcion. So to me, NC State, Dave Dorn's the coach. He's the Jeff Fisher. He's the Mike Tomlin. You don't know how in the world that this guy pulls out 6 or 7 wins every year.
But he does it.
But he does. They lose games they shouldn't. They win games they shouldn't. They're just a weird team.
So it's like a Mike Bray coached basketball team playing football. Got it.
Yeah. Yes.
And I've said this so many times. NC State always plays Notre Dame so freaking well. It makes me mad.
Well, there's just a ton of talent in that area. I mean, how many guys have we recruited from North Carolina, South Carolina, like that region? Just ton of talent.
Yeah. So, inconsistency. They get talent. They just are so inconsistent. There's a funny saying that my neighbor says, because he went to State, and he says, State is going to State. Like, they're going to find ways to lose games. So, I follow them probably more just because my neighbor is constantly talking about them. So,
gives you something to talk about, right?
You got a little bit of bias there, right? Just you hear about it, and it's not too far from your home. So,
correct. They're the closest school to me.
Yeah.
All right. So let's remember that. Win total 6.5. We'll get into their schedule. Oh, here it is. Thursday, August 28th, 7 p.m. game. See, this one doesn't make sense, but because it's only an hour and a half after. But East Carolina at NC State.
And put this on your calendar. If you remember the bowl game last year, these guys got in a massive brawl. Like one guy got punched in the face. He was bleeding.
That's crazy. They're playing back-to-back games.
Yes, and both teams have been chirping like crazy.
Really?
They've been playing on the news.
The trash talk is high.
The trash talk. Look for flags to fly early in this game because it's going to be.
Hey, I'm glad that one's on Thursday night. Then I forgot they played in that bowl game.
It's ACC Network though, right? Like that's. I think it's ACC.
It is ACC Network.
Okay,
yeah.
So I think that's the hidden game. So the ESPN thing with
Boise I think
doesn't
Boise
make
is
sense still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
maybe there's. I don't know what's going on.
I gotta look at the schedule.
Look.
Yeah. So.
But East Carolina won the bowl game, so that's what makes it interesting.
So what's East Carolina bringing back? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Don't know. Yeah.
No idea.
I just wanted them to fight again.
So we're just drawing this one up to a draw.
It's a hockey.
Fight. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a hockey game.
The refs are not winning. That's what we got in this one. It's going to be a long night for them. So all right. Who are we leaning? East Carolina, NC State. I have no idea.
I have State winning this. I think State.
I did too.
Okay.
I had State winning.
Yeah.
All right, so we got them 1-0 then. And then they at home versus Virginia.
They should have dropped them off the schedule. It's too hard to play Virginia.
Virginia is so bad. I'm taking State.
Yeah, I'm taking State there. That's what makes it funny that IU dropped Virginia to really
of all the places.
Of all the teams you're ducking Virginia. Like, okay.
I'm paying them not to play. Yeah. All right, then they go on the road to Wake Forest. Is Wake going to be good this year? I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I got State winning that as well.
Yeah, so we're maybe 3-0 start here.
They're off hot.
Yep.
Then they go on the road at Duke. I think Duke could be decent.
I do too.
I really do.
So
I'm taking Duke in that one.
They're taking the L then on that one.
Yep.
So 3-1.
Then they host Virginia Tech. I don't really know. I haven't heard much about Virginia Tech this year. Have any of you guys? I haven't.
Yeah, I listened to an interview the other day with their coach. He's on the hot seat. He needs to win some games. So I have Virginia Tech winning this game.
What do you got there, Dad?
I was thinking North Carolina State was going to win this game.
Gosh dang. I really don't have I don't know much about Virginia Tech. I'm not going to act like I do, so I could be persuaded either way.
I don't think Virginia Tech's that good. They need the wins, as Jordan said. I just don't think they've got the team to get the wins. I think that North Carolina State is a more talented team. Now, I think the wheels fall off for North Carolina State second half of the season,
Yes, yeah.
I think they win this game.
Okay.
So they're banking up their dubs to.
Making them up early.
That's right.
I'll go NC
Yeah.
State then with you. You talked me into it.
Okay.
Then they got Campbell.
The Camels, by the
Yes,
way.
Camels. Pretty
The
sweet.
Campbell Camels.
Might get it their T-shirt, you know.
Another North Carolina school.
There you go.
Oh, I did not realize they're from North Carolina.
I think they win this game.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll take them.
They beat the Humps.
Hey,
So
we
what's-
got them 5-1 at this point.
So we've got them at 5
Coming-
wins here.
coming
Jordan's
into Notre
got them
Dame.
at 4. Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah.
says 4, but we're at 5-1 as the consensus with Jordan Carter being split on
Yeah.
that. But so 4.5
So that
and
win total.
1.5.
Yeah. So we're at 5. So they
We're at
need
5.
2 more wins to get that over.
Yeah,
Remember that. All right. Then we got Notre Dame taking the win.
taking the L.
Notre
Yeah.
Dame wins.
I think they come in feeling good, but I think Notre Dame is going to. I think a rock fight. I don't think it's going to be a run. Now I'll step back. I think games are going to be rock fights. It's going to depend on how the quarterback plays at Notre Dame, whether it's Carr, whether it's Menchie, whoever.
Yeah.
But by this time, I think Denbrock's going to understand the strength and weakness of his quarterback, what he can and can't do. And this is about the time where we saw Riley Leonard really coming into his own as like that halfway point of the season. So I think Notre Dame is going to be figuring things out and going up. I think NC State's going to be feeling really good about coming into this game at that 5 wins and 3 losses. And like, I think it falls apart for them after this week. I think they lose to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Agree. Yep.
Then they're on the road at Pitt.
Loss.
Yep. I got
Yeah.
that as a loss.
Me too. At home versus Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's going to be interesting.
I think they lose.
Georgia Tech, I mean, yeah. I think Georgia Tech could be decent again this year. I'm going to be honest.
The quarterback king,
Yeah.
they're high on him still. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they pulled off some wins last year, obviously, and almost beat Georgia at the end of the season. I like Georgia Tech. Then on the road at Miami. I believe we went Miami earlier.
We did. I could
did.
see them beating Miami. I could see things going better for them, but I don't think it is. I think they lose Miami.
Yeah, now we're getting down to that. Are we going to be bowl eligible? Because we still got them at 5 wins.
Yep.
At home versus Florida State.
That's a game they could win because Florida State just is always. If I guess they follow the state's going to state motto as well.
yep.
So I think that's a game they could win.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
Here's where I stand. The last 2 games are Florida State and North Carolina.
They win one.
I think they win one of those 2. I don't think they win them both because I'm not sure if Bill Belichick's going to be gone and coaching in the NFL at this point.
Yeah. Or is going to be the
or
greatest.
if he's going to be hanging out at the sorority house with his girlfriend and they're going to be living the life of, Riley because they're like, they're come out of nowhere and he's just out planning, out scheming everybody. But
Yeah.
I think they win one, lose one.
I'm fine
Those
with
last
that.
2.
Same. And this is like you talked about Ryan Day last week when you guys were like, he's got to beat, he has to beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, Doran somehow, I don't know what deal he made with the devil, but he seems to beat North Carolina.
Okay.
And this is where he's so slippery, where you're like, everybody wants him fired. And then next thing you know, he'll beat North Carolina. And they're like, okay, well, I guess we'll keep him,
Yeah. Well, it's a
Uh,
great rivalry. It's a big game, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find North Carolina to be so fascinating. I am not sold that they're going to be phenomenal, but I am not sold that. Let's be honest. Bill Belichick, if anybody's ever sold their soul to the devil, Bill Belichick could be that guy.
Yeah.
He's won a lot of games he shouldn't with players that shouldn't have won. He made a 6th-round draft pick look like the world's best quarterback, right? I mean, I just North Carolina I find so fascinating how good or bad they could be. And I don't know. I want to see 3-4 games before I make an opinion on that. Even the first game I won't be sold on, but I think they split those Carolina and Florida State games.
Yeah. And that Florida State, it's a night game. That's the one that Jim came 2 years ago when we went to, and North Carolina, NC State ended up pulling it out at the end, which was a kind of a fun game to watch. So it's another night game, and the students do show up for that game. So I could see them. If I had to bet, I would say, yeah, they're going to beat Florida State and then lose to North Carolina this year.
And so we've got them 6.
Just under that.
Yeah, they could be 7, they could be 5, but they got 6. I think the floor for them is probably 4 wins. I think they're going to get 4 wins for sure, but
We think 8 for the ceiling.
probably 8's the ceiling. But yeah, I would say we're thinking 6. They're going to be at the under.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's gonna be a toss. That's one I'd stay away from.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that gets us through the first half of the Notre Dame schedule.
Yeah.
And we've got the Irish with one loss.
Yeah.
So
Which,
we're 5
one
and
more
1
than we
the
had
Irish.
last year.
Yeah, 5-1 coming in, and I could see the Irish literally being 0-2 to start.
Yeah.
I mean Miami. I could see Arkansas being a tough game for them.
It's a tough
Boise
start to
State
the
can be.
schedule.
I mean, like I don't want to say. I don't think it'll happen, but there's a place where I could see Notre Dame struggling and being 3-2
Yeah.
at this point, or 3-3 at this point, or 2-4 at this point. I feel pretty good about the 5-1,
Yeah.
but I could see it being less than that. I could see it being 6-0 too.
Yeah.
But I'm not confident. My confidence level there is only about 51%. So,
Well, that's what I was going to ask you guys. What I would say towards the end of the season, we were like Notre Dame. We had all the confidence that Notre Dame was a well-oiled machine, not going to lose any games. Like, was that at this point last year where through the first 6 games we were like, okay, we know what we are now. We're good on offense, good on defense, and there was no opponent that looked.
I think
Notre Dame was favored in all the rest of the
5
games.
games in before we got that confidence in Notre Dame last year.
it might have been more than that for me, but it was definitely one of those like preseason. I don't think we picked them to lose a game. Like
Yeah, we didn't preseason.
No, but obviously NIU happens.
After the NFIU loss, I mean, there was a lot of questioning. You bounce back versus Purdue, but you're not feeling good about it.
in Louisville.
Louisville was a tough game, and you felt a little better.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think probably I'm trying to look at the schedule from last year. Maybe after.
well, with Georgia Tech and Florida State.
Yeah.
And you didn't feel great about, like, you felt good about the Georgia Tech win, and you felt like, oh, we're going to beat Florida State because the wheels had fallen off for Florida State. And then you go into that, and then you're like, yeah, I'm sorry, it wasn't that order because it was.
Navy. Yeah. I think after Navy is when I probably started to feel the confidence, which is just a weird one. But Navy was.
It was A&M, Northern Illinois, then Purdue, then it was.
Louisville, then Stanford.
Yeah, wait, no, we had somebody else in there. Marshall, no.
No, that's the schedule. You're looking right at it. I'm telling you. But anyways, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those.
Miami of Ohio. It was Miami of Ohio before after Purdue. It was Miami of Ohio, then Louisville, and then Stanford. Yeah, and you felt good. Georgia Tech was the only game you were kind of questioning, and once you beat Georgia Tech, you felt like, okay, now we're rolling.
Yeah.
And we're going to go undefeated at that point. And USC was a tougher game than I expected, but that's when I felt like we were rolling about 5-6 games in. So,
That's just what I'm hoping where we're at this point in the season now, where we know what we are. We know, we got a good, solid, hopefully we're sitting 6-0, 5-1, and we're like, okay, the rest of the schedule, we'll feel better.
And I think the best part about last year is every week you just like, we just got so much better than last week.
yeah.
Yes.
We got so much better. Like, and it's not even close. Like, and I'm saying that week 4 or 5, like you start feeling that we're just getting better every single week. And you're like, maybe it's the opponent. Oh no, we're just getting better. So reaching that full potential, I think, and that's something Freeman preaches. So
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Irish 365 podcast.
You can find us wherever you get your podcast.
We are on YouTube, X, Instagram, and Facebook.
Just search for Irish 365 Pod.
And you can always reach us at our email, irish365pod@gmail.com.
Good night.
And God bless.